Alright, new DN has just dropped and she looks pretty good. We're gonna be summoning for her and doing the showcase, of course. And this DN is pretty interesting because she looks very, very good in PvE. She has a dedicated PvE part of her passive, which I guess I can talk about right now. I'll just pull up the translations again. And then I'll just rephrase it better, I guess, when we get to the showcase. But she does stuff that works anywhere, but she also does stuff that only works in PvE, i.e., you know, no demonic beast. When they say PvE, that means no demonic beast, which it's fine. Like, the rest of her passive would still work in demonic beast, but not the PvE part. So she applies a buff to herself, which I saw from videos in the Korean version. The buff is gray, which is good. If only Zahar had a gray buffs. In any case, applies a buff called Mark of Love, which for every ally damaged by enemy, I assume, like, if the enemy AoEs, it counts as 3, by the way. Increases allies' basic stats by 3%, up to 10 times. And we're getting rolled. How many? Dude. 7 multis with no SSR. That's sick, dude. I love that. Oh, I didn't show the banner. I guess when we get to 300, I can show the banner. So she gets up to 30% basic stat buff to everyone. And it's free. Like, there's no condition to... Masculine. What kind of character can be attributed to this? Like, it's not like, oh, only Sins or only Giants. It's anyone in the team, which is good. Doesn't restrict her too much. Other DN, how great. This is not a Valentine's Day DN, right? The other one. So it's new DN, and the Valentine's. Oh, it is Valentine's Day, yeah. Valentine's Day characters. And Summer DN, which is probably the only character from this banner that actually has value to anyone. But she's been given out for free like twice, so hopefully you already have her. And also, when this DN uses the stance, she gets 20% HP related stats. And you should take a look at her stance, because apparently level 1 of her stance is pretty bad, but I don't know. I just take a look, I don't know. If the stance is removed, or you know, if it ends the turn and the stance goes away, right? Applies a buff that increases crit defense by 30% for 2 turns to all allies. That's very good. And then this is a part of the PvE only. In PvE only, when the unit uses a skill, applies a buff that increases attack related stats by 10% for 2 turns to all allies. I'm going to assume you can't stack that, but even just 10% is very good. And okay, I'm just gonna get the pity and leave, I guess. That's sick, dude. I love summoning Great Cross. Yeah, I'm assuming you can't stack. It's just gonna be 1, but we'll see. But the thing is, like, when she uses a stance, she gives all allies damage increase from the relic. This is Queen DN, so she has the exact same relic as the Festival DN. So, I mean, this character looks very good. Sick. I love just getting the pity and leaving. Very epic. I mean, her dupes don't matter that much, but... Nice. The banner has like no value either, pretty much, so I don't recommend anyone summoning. The character looks pretty good, but the banner has like no value. There's gonna be a festival in like 2 weeks, so I'll get her up. I'll be right back. Just take a quick look at her card. I'll stance first to show the relic works. Okay. Put a shield in front of her. Yep. I mean, that is just Queen DN. So the stance is actually pretty good. So I thought it was going to be just 1 turn. And on top of that, it didn't remove the ult gauge, but it's 2 turns. But it doesn't have the ult gauge removal that the Arthur stance does. Only at level 2 it does, but that's fine. What's the DIANE screen is the same as Queen DIANE. Yeah, okay. Alright, so DIANE. I'm gonna be explaining her passive as we go in, and her cards and stuff, but her card I think is important because the way it is, I don't know if I trust that ult gauge removal. So this is what I'm going with here. It might seem odd to bring Galfer, but I think it will work out pretty good. We're going in the Demon King fight. This I think is gonna be her best spot, because in this fight you're gonna be getting her max potential, I feel like. Oh, I still have that Cop Meliodas outfit. Her passive, right? I already explained during the summons, but I'll do a quick rephrasing, I suppose. You see the gray buff on top of her head right here. It's called Mark of Love, and whenever an ally gets attacked, it increases all allies' basic stats by 3%, up to 10 times. So up to 30% basic stats is pretty nice. Can we see it's already 6 stacks because the AoE does count as individuals. I brought in a seemingly weird option here, but I think it will work out pretty well. I can already stance, and I guess I'll waste the DIANE card because it's pretty worthless. When she stances, she increases her HP related stats by 20% and gives all allies an attack related stat buff. In PvE, that attack related stat part, okay, it does not stack, it's only one. The attack related stat buff part is only in PvE. Will not work in PvP, will not work on Demonic Beasts. And obviously because she has Queen DIANE Relic, she also increased damage by, is it 30 or 40? I believe it's 40% to all allies. Her stance, by the way, lasts for 2 turns and gives her, I think, 40% damage reduction, which is quite good. Now the one thing is, at level 2, it actually also starts reducing the ult gauge. So on the Demon King fight, it's actually not that bad getting level 2s, right? Because it's going to be ranking us up. But in general content, I wish... I mean, it would be great to see her doing both, but it's just so unrealistic, because if her stance lasted 2 turns and also remove ult gauge, it might have been too much. It's the reason why I brought in Gopher, right? Let me explain now. So Gopher has a good passive. I mean, it's pretty outdated at this point, but it's good passive. It's milling the ult gauge removal. Unfortunately, this DIANE has a bad card, I think. For what her role is, this card is a Pierce card. Which is like whatever, right? That's not going to be doing much for us. So I need an ult gauge removal, and I thought Gopher would fill in those shoes quite nicely. Let me do this right here. And whenever we get Gopher's ult gauge maxed out, we also get... look at that, Gopher's doing pretty good damage as well. Look. Whenever we get Gopher maxed out, we also will be giving the attack with a stab buff. But with Melly's lower, and also DIANE's attack with a stab buff, which, by the way, the attack with a stab buff that she gives also protects you from the Demon King card that deletes cards. I think this unit was made for this activity. We're going to be trying her in PvP as well after this, but I believe she was made for this activity. Debuff, attack, debuff. Got that Gopher passive going. This might actually kill him. No, but 2.8 million AoE is nothing to scoff him. Kind of wish I could keep regaining the Gopher relic without using his ultimate, but I think I can use his ultimate right now, it's fine. Let me just waste some of these worthless cards here first. Yep. Okay. Is there something I'm missing? Oh yeah, when her stance leaves, it also gives everyone crit defense by 30%, which is also pretty good. Let's stance up. And we need level 2, level 3, level 1. That's easy to do. Keep this level 2, and let's buff up. And I brought here Viol. You know, I could have come in here with a full Sins team, but yeah, look how strong we are. Like that's like turn 1 for this phase with no lowers on him. That's a lot of damage. Well, I know Melly had his buff, but like, that's still a lot of damage. Again, 30% basic stats from DIANE. We got Galfer's passive as well, giving attack related stats. And we got Viol's passive, and we got damage increase from DIANE. You know, lots of stuff. And attack related stat buff from DIANE, so. This. I don't want to waste the ult gauge removal. Feels like I'll waste doing the melee attack as well, but it's whatever. I need to save that ult gauge removal. Removing ult gauge in DK fight is very important. Now, again, DIANE's stance, right, has the ult gauge removal. But here's the thing. The way DK ults you, that's not gonna be always reliable. Because, you know, I've played with Unknown, and Unknown has like a pretty good ult gauge removal deal with Nanashi, right? Level 2 to the 1. Okay, I'm stopping a second too. This is why when you don't have a stance, when you don't have a taunt, this is what you do. By the way, if you don't have a taunt, just swap to the other team. Yeah, I'm showcasing DIANE, but I also want to win here. So it's card RNG. We didn't have a taunt, even though DIANE's taunt is very great in the last 2 turns. It is very protective. Card RNG, we didn't get one, so it's not like we're gonna win here with Albedo anyways, because it's just to protect my other team from getting D-ranked. We only have 1 level 2 card in the other team, and unless Melly also had level 1, I could have actually worked that out, but I want to get a safe win here. And honestly, the Sin team feels pretty safe. Like, we got lots of usability here. Yeah, I didn't want DIANE to be you know, D-ranked here, because he has a D-rank card, so level 2. I guess I'll use the Geffro, level 3 and level 1. And we won, because next turn we can just kill very easily. Again, DIANE's ultimate is irrelevant here, so having no ult levels for her is whatever. But, yeah. Geffro's probably not the best option either, by the way. I just threw the team together, right? I didn't really put that much fire into it. I was like, okay, I want to use Melly. I'm going to bring Melly. I want to obviously have to use DIANE. What else can I put in here, right? We should kill. Yeah. Melly's just so strong right here. There's just so much going on. Unfortunately, we didn't have DIANE's damage increase. We could have done way more damage. We didn't even have her attack related stats. Oh, I've already got this card before. I was about to say, this is the first time I get this card now. Yep. I think she's like made for this activity. So this team feels pretty nice. Again, I don't know about the Gaffer. I just threw him in here. But it felt pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, here in PvP, I'm bringing her here with Sins. Definitely, you can make an argument that she's also usable as a going second unit, because the passive of getting the basic stats is here. Like, the only thing that this unit does not carry over into PvP is the attack related stat buff of 10%, which is significant. Don't get me wrong. Attack buff of 10% attack related stats is significant. But it's not the biggest deal. We still have the damage increase from the relic, the basic stat increase. I don't think she's gonna be meta. Straight up, I do not think she's gonna be meta. But it's not like she's unusable. She has a taunt the last 2 turns, just like the other DIANE. She has damage reduction on her taunt. Like, her taunt is just better. It's just really better than the other DIANE, because she's got the 20% HP related stat increase, and she got damage reduction. But the thing is, like, in this meta, I don't know if taunt is really that good. You have Melly, which easily removes taunt. And then you have, like, I don't know if I would count, like, Yuri being relevant, but you have her too, I guess. Which very easily removes taunt too. I mean, we're just gonna use her damage increase here for Melly. We're gonna get the rank up, kill that Melly. And again, we got basic stats from her as well, but it's not like she's doing like that much. Again, this is definitely, when it comes to PvP, not a character you're gonna be seeing a lot, I don't think. Because she does do stuff, but it's not like she's reinventing the wheel here. We already had a DIANE that did very similar things to her when it comes down to it. So it's not the greatest deal of change to the meta or anything. Trying to stance in here, but you know her passive should be almost maxed out. Yeah, 8 stacks, not bad. I was thinking 8 stacks. I should have gone more, but yeah, that makes sense. Just want to attack with her. Why not? She has a Pierce card, which is not that good, but you know, like the other DIANE has a bad attack card, but whatever. Like in general, I think this DIANE is better than the other one. Like you have a better stance. It sure gives you damage reduction, and the levels 2 and 3 remove ult gauge. It's a better stance. Her passive is just straight up better in every way than the other DIANE. Yeah, that's the stun from Merlin's passive. But I still think, you know, when it comes down to it, the Sins team that we've had already is still the version that's gonna remain. It's not a game changer for PvP whatsoever. I don't think he's gonna kill. Oh, he did. Okay. Even though I am lowered by Ban, he still has. How much crit chance does he give? Yeah, he doubles crit chance. I was like, does he give himself like a flat amount, or does he multiply it by like 3 or 2 times? He multiplies it. I was at level 2. Why not? just cause. I mean, I don't care for winning or losing here. I just want to get use out of the end, right? And I think this will be our last match. There's no point when it comes down to it. Like I said 40 times, not the meta. She's gonna be a character you might see here and there, I think, but definitely not majority of players' first pick. If they have a choice between her and King, for example, I think King is a superior option. Well, they got their ult gauge lowered, so that's that's something. Does he have Terminal come in? No. Because I forgot it. Do I cleanse first? Or do I get debuffed by Tarmiel first? Because if I cleanse first, then I would have not been able to do the attack properly. I would have still remained with the disable debuff in the attack. They should be capping out DIANE's passive of basic stat increase. Well, now it's definitely capped out. Again, the one character that gets stunned and gets her stance removed is DIANE. Wrong character. Yep, 10 times. So 30% basic stat buff coming from her. It's not the biggest deal. When you think about it, like King, right? The current meta 3rd slot for Sins. He is giving you basic stats turn 1 straight up with the shield because of the relic. And DIANE needs to build up. Now we got 30% defense really. Okay. Not defense with stats, crit defense. Which is nice. Like if we get crit if we hit here, that's gonna be relevant. We did not get crit a single time actually. Crit defense, not crit resistance. You didn't help us not get crit. Well, since I'm here, I might as well. Well, the ult is not gonna kill anyway, so I'll do this as well. The DIANE level 3s. She's not gonna be doing the most damage. Pierce on a character like this is garbage. So like her attack card is garbage, but it is what it is.